Hey guys, Rivet here. Welcome back to another vlog, another Saturday. Enjoying my day, heading out for a walk. Obviously, I'm outside. Not as beautiful and clear skied as I've had in the past, but it is still a nice warm day. Hovering in around low 20s, so centigrade, which is delightful. I'm actually heading out to go hang out with a friend. We worked together years ago. He lives in town here, and we bumped into each other last week, and he loves taking hikes and walks too. When we lived in Halifax, we used to walk all over the place. We worked together for about 8 or 9 months when I was there. So, good friend. Came and visited me a couple times when I was in Montreal. So, we have kept in touch over the years. And he lives here, and he was like, hey, let's go and hang out. And since we both have a similar passion for wandering and hiking, why not? Why not take the endeavor together? Not sure if he's going to be camera shy or not, so we may or may not see him. It's okay. I will never impose my hobby on anyone. But I will mention the fact that this is what I am doing today. So if it happens that he says, sure, let's hang and record, cool. If not, I will record my own thing on my way walk home. So I'm heading over to the walking bridge, and he lives on the other side of the river. So he lives about an hour away, and the walking bridge is about halfway in between both of our places. So I'm headed to there now, and very much looking forward to the day. This is exactly what I wanted to do today. It's beautiful. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon. So we're back, another day. Yesterday I did go on the walk with my buddy, and we had a great time. I didn't film anything, obviously. I didn't even press it, I didn't ask. I just thought yesterday it was more important for me to hang out and spend some time with a friend than to document anything. I do this all the time as it is, so, I don't want to just kind of like say to my friend, it's like, oh, by the way, I'm going to record that, sir, are you okay? I just didn't want to make it awkward. So, we've been friends for years. I haven't seen each other much over the last couple of years, so I just thought it was more important to hang out with a buddy, and I'm very thankful I did. We had a great time. Went on an exceptionally long walk, grabbed some lunch, ate in a park, just chilled, delightful. I did just around 17,000 steps for the day, so decent. Plan today is to do the same if I can. Anywhere between 12 and 16,000 is the intention today. With the trail I'm taking, should be easy. And as you can probably see, we are fully in spring. Like there is no bare leaves or bare trees. It's all green, gone, good, happy. Very ecstatic for that. A little difference today with audio. Still have the DJI on. It's recording separately. At least I think it is. Yeah, it is. Sick of the light on. Dear God. And I've got the static microphone on this again. I used it for ages, but I stopped when I was getting wind. I thought, it's not a windy day. Put it back on. The audio on it was fine. So just using everything I've got, testing it all out, making sure that it's, good options for when I travel, which I've been making some decisions on. We're getting closer. So I've been on the fence with some of my things in life. So I'm firming up decisions as I'm going. I made a decision about work so that is good. So that decision is clearing my head for a lot of crap. And I really thought I heard somebody walking behind me. I'm losing my mind, which is par for the course. So yeah, it's now it's just a matter of starting to scale things down. So I'll be getting rid of a bunch of stuff. That's why I'm testing this microphone out, to be honest. It's like, do I keep it or do I, not? So probably will keep it. It's nice to have a backup and a backup of a backup. So, 3 microphone solutions better than 1, because who knows what's going to happen. I don't trust anything in life, so that's one thing my life has been consistent is never, ever, ever is it stationary. So I'm going to start cleaning up some of my extra tech and put it for sale, talk to some friends, see if they're interested in any of it. Give a better rate to friends than I would to just random people when I post it on Facebook Marketplace. Couple of different options for my trip, and I'm going to let it play out once I get overseas. The initial intent is to use my Canadian passport. You get granted a month stay in most countries you can visit, which is fine. Find a inexpensive place to stay and spend a month and enjoy and visit the country, or spend a week in one spot and then travel to the next and get a week. So I'm woodpecker. So I'm pretty sure that I can keep myself entertained for quite a while that way. In Thailand, because of my age, they do have a retirement visa over 50. And if you're over 50 years of age, you can apply for this visa and it grants you a 1-year stay, which could be kind of cool. So we will see. Like I said, nothing is set in stone, but the one thing that I am setting in stone is scaling back, regardless of anything and how it goes on. I want to minimalize my footprint, so to speak. I think I had got back to Canada with the intention of settling down, and my life was just going to be status quo. And then I realized quickly that I don't believe in status quo. So if traveling and adventuring is more along the lines of what I want to do, then I think I should do it while I'm still able. Who knows what's going to happen over the next, 10, 15 years. I may not be able to be mobile, and I may need to stay in a single spot. And then I will have missed out on an adventure. And I don't want to wait for what ifs or maybes ever again. So I'm done with it. I'm going to take an adventure. Fuck it. And if it's a failed adventure, the worst thing that happens is kind of like what happened to me when I came back to Canada the first time. Didn't have a lot of money. I made do, found a job, go along with life. So it's not the first time I've been able to do it. Won't be the last. I know a lot of my family and friends and stuff are like, oh, how could you just do that without a plan? Like, why don't you have guaranteed jobs? And I was like, I'm going to look at remote work and determine what I am able to do. I'm not too worried about it. I have a little bit of a nest egg saved up. It can afford me a good chunk of time off from doing, the routine I'm doing now. But one thing I'm thankful for, of all the things that I've done, is the move to here. The one thing I have not addressed or stated since I moved is where I moved. There's been little tidbits of it here and there, but like little signs and things and, you know, locations that I'm at. I moved back to my hometown. I moved back to where I was born, and last summer I went on vacation, which the vacation was my move here. And so I am now currently residing in Fredericton, New Brunswick. The reason I've kept it quiet is because of my job. I didn't think it was necessary for them to understand my move here. My reasons were mine and mine alone. And I haven't shared with you guys. I didn't share with anybody about my purposes and reasons, and I guess I may as well start now. Last year, my birthday, I was living in Toronto. I went out for a walk in the evening just to enjoy, you know. The area I was at was nice. There was little parks nearby, and there was hiking trails and stuff that I was taking on a regular basis, or bike rides. And I went out, and I was accosted, and a person had was upset with the fact that I was wearing a mask, and took their frustrations out on me. I was attacked, roughed up a little bit. I had like a spare phone that I used to walk with to have music on, because I found it was easier to listen to that, mute my other phone, and just, you know, fill that up with music and, you know, go. And they stole that from me, thinking they got my phone. And it was, like, honestly, it was a old piece of shit that I'd had for years, so they didn't get much. But what they did do was they shattered any hopes I'd had up to that point of putting myself back into society in a good way. And I got scared, and I got very despondent, and depression set in. And I decided fairly quickly that I was not going to put myself in that situation any longer. And so I had wanted to come back out here and visit, and I had inklings and a plan of coming on vacation regardless. I was going to take 10 days off and come back and do my thing. And I can't believe I'm here. This is so cool. The trail I've taken before, but I haven't been down here in quite some time, so we're doing it. So anyway, talked to my buddy who I actually went on a walk with yesterday, and I told him that I'd been looking at a couple places online. Would he mind going and checking them out for me? And he did, and he helped. And the place that I have currently, he helped me pick out, and, you know, put in my deposit and moved. And my intention to be here was just to get away from memories, I guess. I have been, oh God, I have to share this with you guys. You have to see this. I have no idea how well that translates to you guys, but whew, it is pretty amazing to look at for me. But anyway, since moving back to Canada, I have been dealing with a lot of things. And I guess there's nothing to hide with any of it. I wasn't happy in Florida, and the reasons for me moving after the hurricane and everything were weighing on me. So moving to Halifax was my first step, and didn't like it there. Just didn't fit in. And then my friends were saying about Montreal was being a decent place, it's fairly inexpensive. So I picked up and moved to Montreal in the hopes that I was going to be settling down, and that didn't work. And the pandemic in Montreal was no fun. And I decided quickly that I needed to move on. And so I reached out to a friend in Toronto, found a place there, and it was fine. But the one thing I have found is that the pandemic has changed every place I've been. And it's changed me on my perceptions of it. And so I've been kind of traveling and following memories. Places where I was happy and content. I'd lived in Montreal as a child. I'd lived in Toronto a half a dozen times or more. And I moved here a bunch of times as a child. And getting back here was important for me because I didn't know what was going to happen to me. I knew that inevitably I would catch the thing, and I didn't know how I was going to do with it. And I decided that if I was going to catch it and the worst case scenario happened, I would much rather be in a place that I called home. And then, getting here and moving here, and it's been absolutely wonderful for me. Luckily, my memories here are like 40 years back mostly. So, reliving parts of my childhood are easy because a lot of things here have stayed the same. One of the joys of a small town is that life tends to move at a much slower pace. But this winter, when I did catch the thing, and I did make it through, and all the crap that I dealt with that, that triggered a whole bunch of stuff at work that I wasn't expecting. And so it just put things in motion for me to kind of stop and take a look at where I've been with my life. And, what am I doing? Why do I move so often? Why am I constantly looking for something else? Why am I always looking to move on? And I think that what has been happening to me is by having a mindset of settling down and, retiring in essence, or just staying in a place, has been grating against me. And I think I have to stay true to a truth about myself, which is that I am a nomadic person. I've always been moving. My happiest times in life are when I have been in constant travel. I enjoy the process. And the happiest point I was when I had almost nothing. I lived in a backpack and traveled, grabbed part-time jobs when I could and did what I could. And I lost that. And so I think what the next stage is to put that back into motion. Become somewhat nomadic again. Whew. There is a lot of uphill here. And I am running out of breath. But yeah, I just want to I just want to explore the world. I'm not asking for a lot. I love traveling. I love seeing different places, different cultures. I love trying to learn new languages as I go. I pick up bits and pieces. But the one thing I always have been is respectful of any place I've been to or any culture that I meet up with, because I think that's important. Just because I'm from North America, at no point do I think that our ideals here should be imposed on anybody else. If I'm in another person's country, I should respect their ways, their customs, their culture, and try to find my path within that instead of trying to make their path match mine. So that's my intention. And that's what I'm going to be doing with the Frugal Wanderer, is to just travel, backpack, minimal stuff, and go. You know, a few changes of clothes, some little bits of tech, and try to share the story. And if I can, still game and make videos for here, I will. They may become more infrequent. They will definitely be less of the high-end games that require high-end systems. I've addressed that I've been wanting to go back to simpler times and simpler games with more story. I've been doing it. I started recording Life is Strange 2. It's not ancient, but it's a very story-driven game, and I've been quite enjoying it. But then again, I've enjoyed the entire Life is Strange series because life is in fact strange. I have seen it with my own eyes, and that game resonates with me. So, whew. But yeah, I've got a bunch of older games that I've wanted to play, never really did. So I've got them installed on the computer, and as I'm finishing one, I'll start recording the next one, and on and on and on until I leave. And then my intention is to hopefully have a backlog for a few months so I can get settled and start making the other videos and then move on. And that's the plan. As you could probably guess, I have made a decision about work, so I'm not putting a timeline on it. I'm not putting a definitive on it. Nothing that I'm stating here is set in stone. There's still a whole bunch of things that I need to do. Like, I got to get my passport done, got to check my immunizations, and you know, there's things I may need to get, shots I may need to get before I travel, and get all that in line. And that could push things back a little bit, I'm not too sure. And then, you know, double check my visas and double check everything I need to do. And then head out. And like I mentioned previously, is I have a friend who's interested in traveling with me. So she's coming out to visit here. I think it's either in late June or July. We haven't firmed up the dates yet. And then once she's here, we will flesh out our travel plans. There's places that I want to go. I'm sure there's places that she wants to go. And so I think it's important to take an adventure like that and share it. You know, if you're traveling halfway around the world and you want to go to a specific place, and you're traveling with somebody and they have places they want to go to and you're going to go there, it's only fair to share the adventure and not be one-sided. So unless her plans are identical to mine of just like going with the flow, it's like, oh, how about here? So, but I'm very excited for what the future holds. I am in no way, shape, or form making firm plans for anything other than the one firm plan, which is scaling everything I own back. getting rid of all the excess, getting rid of all the extra, all the things I keep collecting. Like, ooh, that'd be a neat thing. Getting rid of all of it. Going to talk to friends if they want it. Try to sell it on Facebook Marketplace. Worst case scenario, drop it off at a pawn shop. You know, take a hit on it, but something is better than nothing when it comes to that stuff. So, but I have wandered through the woods. I went on a backwoods trail and I am now pooped. And I think I just want to go and walk and have an adventure. Now, I have on me this, it's a necklace. You see, it's a plate. So this is by Telson. And what it has is a magnet. So there's a plate that goes on the outside of my shirt. And I can attach this to that and just walk. I did it yesterday for a bunch. I've been trying to find something that I could put on, that I could wear that is less annoying. I have one for the shoulder strap, but I found that it bounces way too much for my needs. I have like a chest mounting unit, which is cumbersome as hell. But this does well, so I'm excited for it. And very lightweight, and the magnets are very strong. So I think, hello, I do believe that that is the last purchase I have, unless I get a gaming laptop, which I will cross that bridge when I get there. If I sell off all of my stuff and I decide that I want to get a decent little gaming laptop, I may. And that way I would get rid of my current little laptop. I was looking at the, what is it, the Asus G15 from last year. They have a model that's a 6800 HS with a 3060, 16 gigs of RAM, 512 storage, which it has two M.2 slots on it, so I could slap in a terabyte with it. And end up having 1.5 terabytes of M.2 on it. Pick up a 16 gig stick of DDR5, put that in it and double the RAM, so it'd be 32. So I'd end up having similar specs on the mini PC and this, and I could game and maybe not bring the Xbox Series S. That's the other part I'm looking at, is I want to scale things down. And the Xbox is an extra weight and an extra piece. So if I could have a laptop that does everything I want and have the Game Pass on it and play games and still keep the lower spec, I'm looking at it. I found one open box for 1,200 Canadian, which is a couple $100 off of what the regular price is. So that is currently on my radar. So I'm not too sure. But it would allow me to play games at a comfortable rate. And the other thing too is that also has a built-in 680M graphics, which is what I'm using on the mini PC. So basically it's the mini PC with a 1440p monitor and a NVIDIA 3060 and a laptop. And I'm like, And the other reason I'm leaning towards potentially doing it is I love the idea of the mini PC, but I have to plug it into a monitor. So that's another thing I have to carry with me or have to use when I get there. So on the fence. I may just get the laptop and that'll be it. No mini PC, no other laptops, no and Xbox. And just have a laptop and my camera gear. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm pretty sure I'll just take the mini PC with me. I love that little unit so much. I love having a little dedicated unit for just doing my video editing. I'm not gonna lie. It's been delightful. I don't keep anything else on it. There's no games or anything. I tested Steam on it just to test the graphics card, and it was fine. But I've taken all that off. But anyway, this has been a long ass ramble on top of what I did yesterday. Jesus. These just get longer and longer. Anyway, I hope you guys are okay, doing well, taking care of yourselves, and hope you don't mind my long ass ramble today. It was definitely a thing. But anyway, I'll see you guys next week. Take care, everybody. Bye.